me, Miss Safari.
And today we are going to learn
Endocrine,
system,
circulatory,
system,
and nervous.
system.
So, you must have been thinking right now that what are you saying, Sarifa?
What am I saying?
Okay, so let's learn today about this three system. Now you must be thinking we have 8 organ systems in our body. Now where did the ninth one come from? We have another system, but in that you will learn in higher classes. It's not a system, but it's a specific like a system, okay? Endocrine system, which consists of glands. Okay. Next, let's start. The balance of activities in the living organisms as far as the needs of the body internally or externally is called coordination. The body acts internally also and externally also. So this together form a coordination. Okay. This together form a coordination. Okay. Next one, what we are going to learn is there are two types of coordination. One is the nervous and another is the chemical. Okay, chemical is performed by the endocrine and the nervous is performed by the nervous system. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, so next one, the endocrine. Now there are two types of glands in the human body. What are these glands? They are exocrine glands and the endocrine glands. Okay. Now what are exocrine glands? Exocrine glands discharge their secretion to ducts directly through external or epithelial surface. One that we have is our armpit. In our armpit we have many exocrine glands. Okay, this is an example. This is an example of a duct. Okay. Next, endocrine glands are ductless glands. They release hormones into the blood. Okay, so they do not have ducts and these have ducts. Okay, so chemical coordination is brought about by the hormones which is secreted by the endocrine glands. So if the chemical coordination is brought about by the hormones, so they are secreted by the endocrine glands. Okay, now what are the hormones? I am talking about hormones. You must have been wondering what are the hormones. They are chemical messengers which help to control and coordinate various activities in our body. They regulate growth, development and metabolic activities in our body physically, mentally and socially. Physically means suppose when we were 5 years old we had one look, and when we are 11 or 12 years old we have another look. Okay. Next, mentally we grow mentally each day and every day. So we grow mentally each day and every day, and we are coming to know more things. That's mentally, and socially also we grow. Socially we'll understand a little later. Okay, so next we have the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain. It secretes a hormone like growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So what are the three types? The growth hormone, the thyroid stimulating hormone and the follicle hormone. So the thyroid gland is present in the throat region. It secretes thyroxine which controls the rate of metabolism. So these are all endocrine glands. Okay. So the endocrine secretions are this growth hormone, thyroxine. So what is the master gland? The master gland is the pituitary gland. Okay. Next, the parathyroid gland. It is attached to the thyroid gland. They secrete the parathormone and the calcinations which control the amount of calcium and phosphorus in our body. Okay. Next, the islets of Langerhans cells of the pancreas produce insulin and glucose which regulate the amount of glucose in our body. And when this fails, we have diabetes mellitus. Okay. Next, the adrenal glands are situated above the kidneys. They produce a hormone called adrenaline which prepares the body to fight stress. Okay. Suppose I am having stress of exam, so when the papers are coming in, like when our results are coming, Then the adrenaline is secreted more and more and more and more to bring a body to such a state that it can control all the tensions and etc. And then when our result is out and when we get good marks, then the non-adrenaline works out and we are returned to our normal state. Okay. Next, what we have is ovaries produce the female sex hormone estrogen and progesterone, which helps in ovulation, development of fetus and reproductive organs in the females. They have studied in reproductive system that I have already told you. No, I haven't told you about the estrogen and the progesterone. They are the two hormones which help the ovary to secrete ovules. Okay, for reproduction. Okay, testes in male sex male sex hormone testosterone plays an important role in the production of sperm, and if these hormones do not generate, then we are not producing sperm or ovule. Okay, no, not ovule, ovum. Okay, so this comes in action. Next we have the now this is the end of the endocrine system. Now one thing more to say: every time the estrogen and the progesterone or any gland, testosterone and any endocrine secretions, they are all of certain age. Okay, suppose the growth hormone will stop after 18 and the testosterone or estrogen, progesterone, they will start after 10. Okay, so and many more such things, like you can just see this adrenaline always is there. Okay, iris of Langerhans also, it is always there. Thyroid, parathyroid, all these are always there. Okay, so next we have the circulatory system. Now what is the circulatory system? In human being it consists of blood vessels and heart. Just see in class 5 I have explained, and class 6 also. Just see both the classes. Okay, blood vessels and heart. You are having the internal system, and class 6 were having the external system. There are 5 main vessels enter and leave the heart. Okay, 5 main vessels. This come as questions. Okay, heart is a muscular organ located in the chest cavity and is about the size of our closed fist. So our heart size varies according to the human to human variation is there. My heart size is my fist size. Your heart size is your fist size. Okay, so the human heart has 4 chambers. The upper 2 are auricles and the lower 2 are ventricles. Okay, so the heart has 4 chambers, upper 2 are auricles, lower 2 are ventricles. Next, blood passes to the heart twice to make one complete circulation throughout the body. Once it's impure and then it's pure. Okay, next, blood pressure is the pressure exerted by the circulating blood on the inner walls of the arteries. The average blood pressure of an adult human is 120 by 80 millimeter of mercury. So if this extends, then it's high pressure, and if this gets lower, then it's low pressure. Okay, the lymphatic system consists of a yellowish fluid called lymph flowing through the lymph vessels and lymph nodes. Lymph carries foods and oxygen to those parts where blood cannot reach. Our armpits are one of the examples. Okay, next, the nervous system is made up of special cells called nerve cells or neurons. Okay, so nervous system is made up of special cells, nerve cells or neurons. Okay, next, there are 3. Now here it come to an end, the circulatory system. So next, the nervous system. So they consist of 3 types of neurons, or consist of sensory, motor and association, or mixed, whatever you call them. I have taught this in class 7, just go through that. The main components of human nervous system are central nervous system, peripheral nervous system and autonomic nervous system. They are the 3 types. Okay, now the central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists of the cranial and the spinal nerves. Okay, they are all parts of the nervous system. Okay, so brain is the main control center of the nervous system. It has 3 parts. Now the brain is having 3 parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata, or you can call it the brain stem also. Okay, now what is the spinal cord? The spinal cord is the extension of the medulla oblongata or the brain. It is a long cord-like structure at the back, located centrally and well protected by the vertebral column. So this spinal cord, the brain, these are all soft organs. So brain are covered by the cranium or the skull, and the spinal cord it's by the vertebral column or the backbone. Okay. Next we come to the infographs. See the endocrine system. Pituitary gland, it's located in the brain, this part. You can see thyroid glands, you can see over here. Parathyroid gland, you can see. Okay, adrenal, this, you know what's this? Adam's apple. This is also known as the Adam's apple. Next, the adrenaline gland, like a cap of the kidneys. Okay, pancreas is exocrine, and both the exocrine and endocrine gland. Okay, very important. It comes in questions. Okay, ovaries you have only in females. Okay, not in males, and testes you have only in males, not in females. Okay, understood? Next, anatomy of a human brain. Okay, so what does a human brain consist of? A cerebrum, a midbrain. You might not know this, so cut it off. Pituitary gland, you have understood what is this. Pons, you might not know. Okay, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, brainstem, and spinal cord. Okay, so these things brain consist of. Path of the blood, this I have also taught in class 5, 6, every class I am going to teach this, not in 7 they don't have. Okay, so what happens was, see very carefully. Okay, you have the lungs over here, you have the heart over here, and you have the body over here. Follow the arrow paths very carefully. I would ask you to take a snapshot in just 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, over. Okay, so the lungs, pulmonary vein, aorta, heart, pulmonary artery, vena cava, and capillaries. Okay, and now see, this red is denoting the oxygenated blood, and deoxygenated blood is denoted by the blue. Now I'll teach you. Now see, here you have all the blood, you have the cells. Okay, you have the cells over here. Here are your cells. Okay, now what are having, the cells are utilizing the oxygen, and then they are giving the and then they are giving the deoxygenated blood, and the deoxygenated blood travels, and then there is a vena cava, the 2 vena cavas are there, they enter the heart through that, and then you have the pulmonary artery which carries the impure blood. Okay, which carries the impure blood to the heart. Okay, no, not to the heart but to the brain. Okay, sorry, I am getting mad. It's the lungs, and the lungs is a lot of oxygen, and so it's taking the blood back to the pulmonary vein, it's coming back to the heart, and then it's going to the aorta, and then to again all the cells of the body are getting pure blood. Okay, oxygen is exchanged over this lungs. Okay, now why is the pulmonary artery blue? This is the only artery which is blue in color or carries impure blood, and this pulmonary vein is the only artery, only vein which carries pure blood. Why are they named so? Because arteries are the ones which take away blood from the heart, and veins are the ones which give blood to the heart. So see, pulmonary vein is giving back the blood, pulmonary artery is taking back the blood, right? So you can see very carefully. Next, heart, a simplified section is, please snapshot it within 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, over. Now see, here you have the aorta, you have the left auricle also, bicuspid valve. Yeah, you know what's the function of the valves? They act like a door. Okay, when blood comes through the path, they open that path, again they shut it down to avoid the mixture of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. Left ventricle partition separating the two halves, otherwise what will happen? they will get mixed up. Tricuspid valve, again the same function, and you have the right ventricle also and the right auricle. Okay, so next you have the structure of a neuron. Okay, so I would like to take a snapshot. Very important drawing comes. Okay, so dendrites, you have the dendrons, you have the nucleus, and it's the longest cell of our body. So it's the longest cell of our body. Okay, so the axon is over here, and the myelin sheath. Why is the myelin sheath over there? I'll tell you. And the axon terminals. Okay, this myelin sheath is over there so that no other part of our body gets electric current, and the working mechanism is not is over properly. Okay, and so no electric current loss takes place. Okay, it's a insulator acting of our body. Okay, so this was our video. Thank you for watching. Bye.